Okay, so I dried it. I used the dryer, and I washed it an hour and a half ago, so it's been drying naturally for an hour and a half. And so it's still just barely damp in here, but that's okay because I'm going to put a straightener on it just to bring it down. And as you can see, it is big. So this is how much hair that I have if I don't straighten it and kind of bring it down to more a size that I can control. So the way that I do it, and as you can see, my hair is naturally just straight. I don't use a brush on it or anything because if I do, then it's too flat. And that's what happens with straight hair. People try to do it the same way that they do curly hair, and you can't because straight hair is already going to be flatter once you get it dry. So here I am. I just do it in layers because I have a lot of hair. So I just start with the bottom layer, and I'm very, very careful with my hair. I'm very careful even when I brush it. I don't ever over brush my hair, and I don't, pull through it. I wait. Now you may ask, what did I put on it? I don't really put anything on it because if I put anything on it, it's only going to be just a little silk infusion made by the Chi company. And so then I just start, my Chi straightener is hot. And I just start with this section. I start in the back and I literally just brush it. And that's all I have to do because it's already straight. And then I just get rid of that piece. And I go down the back first because most people wait until they're done to start the back. And when you do that, you're too tired, especially if you have curly hair. So you start in the area that's going to show the most that you can't see, but others can. And always remember to go as close to the scalp as you can because that's where the waves in curly hair is. Now, like I said, in straight hair, all I'm doing is closing the cuticle, basically. The cuticle is open from being washed, and the fact that my hair is straight, and the fact that it doesn't have any oil in it. Some people may not even understand this when I say it, but I washed my hair 8 days ago, and you saw me on the video yesterday. That was the 8th day yesterday. Since I had washed it, and it's not even dirty. So because I don't have any natural oil in my hair, I have to be careful not to I can't over process it for one thing because it just doesn't have any natural protection of its own. That's why I put a little silk infusion oil on the palms of my hands and I rub it through my hair while my hair is wet so that when I dry it or it dries on its own even, then the little silk infusion can, just bring it down to a normal, it'll get down into it while I dry it, hopefully. I especially put it on the top and around the bottom because that's the areas that want to break and where the blonde has been added. Of course, my hair is not naturally blonde, so where that's been added, I also, I just put a little bit of oil, about the size of a quarter, in the palm of my hand, rub my hands together, and as you can see, I just run the straightener through it to bring it down and to bring down and bring it to a little bit smaller. Oh, good. Your hair's similar to mine. Yeah, the worst mistake I think people do is they try to use a brush on their hair, and unless you are incredibly good with the brush, now the girl who's currently doing my hair is actually a master at the brush, and she can actually do my hair with a brush, and I don't even have to put the straightener in it for a week. But I don't have that kind of patience or that kind of talent. I simply dry it naturally and then run the little dryer through it to get the extra little bit up next to my scalp dry, and then I just do this with the straightener. And as you can see, what it does is it does take down the frizzies and it does close the cuticle. When you close the cuticle, then your hair is less damaged and it just makes it to where, I mean, it just looks like we've spent hours and hours, but I haven't, because you don't want to put a lot of heat on straight hair. You don't want to hold and hold and hold it on straight hair, because you're not trying to straighten it. You're just closing the cuticle on it. So you just bring it down, and then when I get to the end, I'm turning loose of it before I get to the end, because your ends are already fragile, and you don't want to be just holding it down or trying to make them curl. If you want to curl, use a curling iron afterwards to curl the ends. Don't try to curl it with the straightener, because you're going to have to hold the heat on there too much. And this is just my experience. You can do whatever works for you. If you're like me, you figured out your hair. I'm 63 years old. I figured out my hair, and pretty much I would, like all things in life, I would not dare to tell you what to do. I just tell you what I do. The rest is up to you to, use your own experience and hear from the Holy Ghost and do what works for you. And I'm not talking about hearing from the Holy Ghost about your hair, but the Bible does talk about hair, and it talks about the glory being connected to the hair. So I think hair care is just a symbol of God telling us we need to take care of the glory of God in our lives. So just encouraging you in all ways. Hi, Stephanie. Glad to see you. Hi, Terry. Glad you're joining me. And Angela, I'm doing this specifically for you, so I hope you're enjoying it. Hi, precious little Laura Schaefer. I see you there. And as I said, very, very carefully when you brush. Don't overbrush your hair. Don't break it yourself by running the brush through it really fast. And I'm just letting you see this so you can actually see how little time that I spend. And once this is done, it will last me for a week. And I work out every day. I just lift weights, so I don't always sweat. But some days I do, and if I sweat too much in my hair, I just simply blow it out. It doesn't smell because there's no oil. It's just basically sweat water. And so I can do that, and it works fine for me. Again, that's my hair, and God knew what kind of hair I would need to do what He called me to do. So as you can see, I am almost done. I'm very careful with the top hair because it is the most that has been colored. And so that hair is already quite fragile. So you don't want to be damaging your top hair by holding too much heat on it or for too long. I just quickly run my straightener through it to close the cuticle and to get rid of any frizzies that might be there, because it's already, as you can see, really straight on the top layer especially. There's no curl at all in it. So I'm certainly not straightening curly hair. I'm just taking down some of the size of it. And voila, I am there. You see? It's done. I'll see you in just a moment over on our YouTube channel. And you're precious to me. One hand.